Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Chats with Children. I hope you're safe and well. It's a bit of a miserable day here in Surrey, but my day's going to be brighten up. So I'm talking to some lovely friends from ELRIG UK, and we are going to be talking about the upcoming Drug Discovery 2021, which is in Liverpool on October the 19th and 20th. And see, I remember that, Sanj. How good is that? So, and let me introduce you to my guest today. I've got Sanj Kumar, who is General Manager for ELRIG UK, and Claire Cockerham, who is the Program Manager for Drug Discovery 2021. And so it's lovely to see you both. Where are you calling in from? I know it's in the UK, but whereabouts? Sanjay, you're in Birmingham today, I hope.
Yeah, I'm at home as always. We're fine.
Not always. You're in London recently, I know that. And what about you, Claire? Where are you calling in from?
Yeah, calling in from the beautiful York. I'm in Yorkshire, so yeah, it's raining.
Yeah, well, we're all in it together then, let's put it that way, because it's raining down south as well for a change as well. All right, so before we start talking about Drug Discovery 2021 and what people can expect to find if they attend the event, would one of you be kind of just give me a quick overview of ELRIG for those who are not familiar with the organisation? Sanj, would you mind doing that?
Yeah, no problems at all. So Rizwan, lovely to be here. I'm Sanj. I'm the General Manager for ELRIG, which simply means I support the rest of the team in ELRIG. And it's worthwhile saying that ELRIG is a voluntary organisation. It only has 3 employees, of which you see 2 of them on the call right now. The other one, Tara, is running around. But it is an organisation that came into existence about 20 years ago. And it came into existence to support the drug discovery community in Europe. And it's been around for 20 years, and that's exactly what we do. We provide the best scientific content we can for free to the drug discovery community across Europe. And we do that by putting on a series of events. We have around 8 conferences per year, 6 networkings per year, and we do that for all for free. The only employees of ELRIG are myself, Claire and Tara. Everybody else is a volunteer.
Brilliant. Okay. And Claire, what's your role in ELRIG? What does a program manager do then at ELRIG?
Well, in a team this size, Rizwan, we do everything. So my main function is to work alongside the scientists, so putting together all the content for our events, all the programming and scheduling, which is fantastic. Gets me involved in lots of different things. But yeah, like Sanj said, we are a small team, so we tend to get involved in every part of the event, to be honest.
Brilliant. Now, I know the last 18 months has been very, very difficult for all event organisers and scientific organisations who are running events. So how have ELRIG managed that period, and how have the events gone virtually for you? Because I know it's been very, very difficult in terms of putting on the virtual events. What's the feedback been from the people who've attended the virtual events over the last 18 months?
Should I take this one,
Yeah,
Sanj? Yeah, so as a team, because we're a small team, we're really agile. We can move so quickly when things change. And that's exactly what we did. We ran our last face-to-face event. It was our CRISPR event. And then the world changed for us and everybody else. We built an amazing virtual world. We really engaged with our vendors. We put together some great packages for them. We have great support from our community, speakers, vendors, delegates, and everyone seemed to rally around us. Our speakers were really happy to go virtual. They still supported us. We still ran full events, albeit that they were online. There was a lot of scurrying around in the background from us, but I think we looked fairly calm to everybody else. So, do you know, it was really positive. We've learned a lot of things over the last 18 months. We've gone in areas that maybe we wouldn't have done so quickly. But I think now we're kind of ready to see each other again.
Right, well, that leads on quite nicely then. So what has driven you to feel comfortable in terms of putting on Drug Discovery Live as a live event now, as opposed to keeping it as virtual?
Yeah, so let me sort of tell you just a little bit about the COVID safety things we've got in place at the event. So we strongly believe in the vaccine. We strongly believe it's going to keep us safe. And we've put in loads of processes in place at the actual event. ACC Liverpool have been a pilot site for the government, so they're at the top of the game. They're doing these events regularly, right, and we're using their best practice. So this time the event's slightly different in that there's no walk-ins. We want people to register before the event and come along. We're looking to get proof of a double vaccination, or the last 72 hours a negative lateral flow test. We also have a little test centre not far from the venue where people can get tested. And then when they come into the event, we appreciate this is going to be the first time for a lot of people to be in an event of this size. So we're going to have a lanyard system in place, a red, amber, green. So the red, I'm going to keep to 2 metres. Please respect that decision. And amber, I'm cautious, but I'm available to speak to people really. And green, I'm going for it. I can't wait to be back out there and chatting to you all. And the same applies for people going into the speakers' rooms, into the track rooms. So we've kind of changed that as well. We've gone to 75% of the room will be seating as we've always had it,
Right.
but 25% we're keeping at 1 metre social distancing, so people can feel safe when they go into that environment. If they still want to stay at 2 metres, we've got double the space at this event. Liverpool Merseyside Council have granted us extra space to ensure
Right.
people feel safe. So in our exhibition hall, in each corner, we'll have those presentations live streamed. So it lets our vendors have the chance to watch them, but it also means people can stay socially distant and still get access to that great scientific content. So there's lots of things going on. We've also got increased sanitised stations, increased staff. We have a separate area that's a quiet space. So if people are feeling overwhelmed with just that noise of the event and all of a sudden being in that environment, there is a little escape valve and they can just scamper off and, you know, gather themselves a bit before they come back again. So we are trying to think of everyone and make sure they can come to this event thinking it's secure and safe and we're looking after our community.
Well, that's really interesting. Thank you for letting me know that. One question I've got though is about face masks. So what's the policy about face masks then at the event?
If you would like to wear a face mask, please do, but we're not saying you have to wear a face mask. But if you're comfortable to do so, please do wear a face mask.
Right, fantastic. Sanj, have you got anything else? I was thinking, what was the main driver for you to say, right, we will go live now?
Because it's the right thing to do, Rizwan. It's time to go back. Exactly as Claire said, we're strong believers in the efficacy of the vaccine. Most of our 12,000 strong community are scientists who have been involved in one way or the other in bringing that vaccine to the public. AstraZeneca is a huge supporter of ELRIG, and they were integral in all of that.
Sure.
And there's Oxford University and GSK and MSD and all these other great pharmaceutical companies. They were all involved. So we're strong believers of the vaccine, but we recognize it doesn't do everything by itself. So we've coupled it with the social distancing measures that Claire's spoken about, and we really believe that the two together will make a safe event. But Rizwan, we ran an event, a small pilot event a couple of weeks ago, a little networking. 35 people turned up, and the buzz in that room just to get back face to face was just great. The atmosphere, the interaction was great, and I mean, and you realise Zoom's fine. Here we are again on another Zoom call, but there's nothing to replace that face-to-face interactions, and that's why we need to get back together.
Yeah, well, I have to agree with you. I mean, I went to my first live event a couple of weeks ago, and while it was a bit strange leaving the house and getting on public transport for the first time in 18 months, and then getting into London, that's the first time I've travelled on the tube, and then also getting a British Rail up. It was actually lovely to see people face to face and finally engage with them. Although, you know, I spend my whole day every day talking to people on Zoom, but it's lovely to see them face to face. And I think all the exhibitors and visitors there felt exactly the same way, that it was just nice to be at a physical event. Although, without doubt, there are some people, and I think everyone at different stages will have that, a bit nervous about being in the crowd or seeing other people who maybe aren't wearing masks and you are, and so on, things like that. So moving ahead and looking at the event, so what are some of the highlights for you then that people can expect to see if they come to Drug Discovery 2021? What are some things that they can look out for?
Yeah, I'll take that one. So Rizwan, I mean, we wondered when we started the marketing, are we going to get people to come? I mean, that's the big question.
Sure.
So here it is, hot off the press. As of this moment in time, we've got 1,030 people registered to attend the event.
Right.
Now, it's a free to attend event. I don't expect all of them to come, and there will be a drop off. But there are 1,000 people out there in the drug discovery community that I'd really like to go if I can. So there's going to be 1,000 possibly people there, maybe somewhere between 500 to 1,000 people. Let's see what happens. What we do know is for those 1,000 people, we got 90 speakers. That's talking about science, cutting edge science, as well as applications, as well as technology. So there's 90 speakers over the 2-day meeting. We're expecting 100 vendors. We're in the last throes of selling those last few spaces right now, but we're just on the underside of 100 as we speak right now. So remember what Claire said about that we've doubled the exhibition space to accommodate that. So normally 100 would probably go to 2,000 to 3,000 square meters space. We're actually doubled that with the same number of booths. There's 4 tracks and there's 2 days. And we've also got some great partners who are supporting this, some great scientific organizations. So Society of Laboratory Automation and Sciences, so SLAS, they have their Innovation Avenue, bringing it to the first time to drug discovery. There's the British Pharmacological Society, BPS, they'll be there. And then there's Alzheimer's Research UK. Both of those 2 organizations are contributing tracks. That's the main scientific program, if you like. And back to what Claire does, that's what Claire's pulled together over the last year or so. She's pulled together all those talks. But in parallel to that, and this is really why you have to come, Rizwan, and I'm looking forward to seeing you. I know you're planning on coming up.
I am coming. I've just got to book my tickets now, but my train tickets. I've registered, so I'm down there. Already done that today as well.
Well, can't wait to see you finally face to face. But there's a lot of things that you can't do. You could stream a track. We don't plan to do that, Rizwan. So everything that's happening in drug discovery, unfortunately, is going to stay within drug discovery. And there's 2 reasons for that. One, it's very complicated to have 4 tracks going in parallel, and secondly, it's expensive. As I mentioned at the beginning of the call, ELRIG as a volunteer organisation, we do things for free. We have to be mindful of our costs. We're supported by our vendors. We have no one single benefactor, and we want to spend their money wisely.
Sure.
So audio-visual costs for having 4 tracks with speakers in is actually quite challenging, and you know because it's
sure. Yeah.
So we're not going to do that. So you need to come to listen to the talks. But also there are things going on in parallel, like, for example, there's workshops. There are workshops going on in meeting rooms. Again, they're all socially distanced. Workshops, particularly for the early career professional community. So learning to learn. I know that sounds strange, Rizwan.
No, really. I've got kids at university and doing GCSEs. I mean, it's an art in itself to get kids to actually learn and actually further on in life as well. So I agree with that 100%. You do need to learn.
Precisely. Then there's science communication that's going on as well. Then there's actual application workshops on how to use the technology in drug discovery processes. There's also, Rizwan, at this meeting, we're launching ELRIG's Equality, Diversity and Inclusivity Guiding Principles. That's something we've done in collaboration with an organization called EDIS. And it's important to us because we represent 12,000 members in our community. We want to be sure that we're equal, diverse and inclusive. So one of the things that we have, just as an aside, in this meeting, is a prayer room. There is a dedicated prayer room for anybody who wishes to use it. There's access for all. So we're trying not to be ableist. We're trying to allow anybody can come.
Sure.
If they have some sort of some sort of access issues, let us know. We'll take care of that. But we're launching those guiding principles. And that will be presented, but there's also workshops on how to implement those principles in your everyday science as well. Again, this is all face-to-face. I mentioned the early career professional community. A ton of stuff going on for those guys. Yes, there's the learning to learn, there's the science communication. There's also our famous Network Like a Boss session, which is where ECPs get to meet senior leaders within the industry. You can get, it's almost like speed networking, Rizwan. So you go from table to table and you can ask whatever you want of a senior leader. How it is to work in the drug discovery industry, why can't we do things better, whatever. But that's a Network Like a Boss event that's taking place. There's and of course then there's just the general networking, Rizwan. There's a ton of networking. But the whole theme of the whole meeting is about reconnecting, reinventing, and reimagining the drug discovery process.
It sounds really exciting. So just so I'm clear as well, so there is no hybrid element to the event. It's 100% live. But will you be recording any of the sessions for members for post-event, or will it literally be, if you're there, you see it. If you're not there, you're going to miss it completely. So, or will you be able to record? Will you be recording some of the sessions for members afterwards?
Yeah, so we will, Rizwan. We'll be recording. We're recording some of the presentations. That's all dependent on approval from our presenters.
Of course, sure.
There's a lot of cutting-edge science at our events. So sometimes it's just available actually at the venue, but where we can, we'll be recording, getting that edited as soon as possible, and that will be going out straight onto our website. So people will be able to access it if they can't attend. But at the moment, we don't know what percentage of content that'll be. We're still finalising that. So yeah, if you don't miss anything, it's still wise to get down to the venue.
Right. Okay, cool. So basically it's a true live event now. There's not really a hybrid element to it or a virtual element running alongside it. It's 100% live.
Correct.
Well, there you go. You've heard it there, people. So you've got no excuse. If you want to see the content, you're going to have to turn up to Liverpool. And actually, not even just turn up to Liverpool, you have to pre-reg anyway. So you can't just turn up on the door. So make sure you go to the website. All right. So is there anything else you'd like to add about the event, or what people can expect, or anything else you'd like to let viewers know before we finish up?
I think we're all just really excited to get back there as well. We put so much effort, the operational team, the ELRIG board, the ELRIG general committee, all the speakers, all the track chairs, all the science directors have put so much effort into making this happen. And we're just very excited that it's finally come to fruition, and we can't wait to get back out there and meet everybody.
No, well, it sounds fantastic, and I really look forward to coming to Liverpool. Well, as a United fan, maybe not so much coming to Liverpool, but I am looking forward to coming to Liverpool in a couple of weeks' time and seeing you guys anyway. But that'll be great. So, viewers, if you'd like to come to ELRIG, it is free, as Sanj said. If you work in life science and drug discovery, it is a must-attend event, particularly if you're based in the UK. So the links for the event, plus about the safety procedures that Claire mentioned earlier, and the full agenda will be above the video. So you can click on those and find out more. Then hopefully, if you're interested enough and you're free to attend, then you can click on the registration link and sign up. As I said, it's completely free. So all that's time to say, Sanj, Claire, thank you very much for taking time out on your very busy schedules. I know it's busy when you're building up to an event, because I used to work in exhibitions. I know how hard it is. And it's the most difficult time, stressful time, but actually the most satisfying experience I've ever had is coming on the opening morning of an event, seeing the carpets are all down, the stands are all up, everything is clean and tidy, and everybody's there and just waiting for the doors to open. I don't think you can ever replace that feeling if you work in events. It's such a magical feeling. So I wish you lots of success on the build up. I look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks as well. And so all this is good luck on that. It's lovely to see you both.
Thank you, Rizwan. Great to meet you. Looking forward to seeing you in Liverpool.
See you later. And there you go, viewers. As I said, check out the links above the video, find out more. And as I said, if you are working within life science drug discovery, do register. I'd love to see you there as well. And hopefully we can meet up in person as well in a couple of weeks' time. But until then, as always, stay well and stay safe. Bye-bye.